There's a bunch of people out there that actually make a ton of money, but they suck at having a great social life. And that used to be me until very recently. And in this video, I'm actually going to tell you how to do both of those. So if you are in your 9 to 5 right now and you're genuinely struggling, or if you're at that 10 to 20K a month online and you literally have no network, no friends, we can talk about how to dominate on both of them, because I think these are very important. On one hand, if you're not dominating business, you're going to have a shit social life, and you're just going to be, you might have a great social life, in fact, but it might not be the social life you want, drinking with your mates at the pub, and you don't really want to be doing that. On the other hand, if you are dominating business, you aren't dominating business, well, guess what? You could have this great social life, but you're not making any money. So it's very important to have a fine line between these both. And I'm going to talk about numbers, etc., and tell you guys how to do that with my personal stories. So why is this important? Well, first you have to be honest with yourself. You only get one fucking life. And this hit me last year or something. This probably hit me really hard. And when you're done, you're going to look back on yourself and be like, hey, I kicked some ass in my 20s to 50s. Because yes, as a man, if you take care of yourself and you're not fat and fucking lazy, you can still dominate in your 50s in all areas of life. It's fucking crazy. We're so lucky to be a dude. But if you're fat and lazy, etc., you might be dominating money, but you're not going to dominate any other areas. And I think both, going back to this title, are so important. Or are you going to regret every day you slaved away working on someone else's dream? Or you might make a lot of money, but you might hate your wife, right? It sucks to say this, but that's just part of the game. So we need to have a fine life balance. And I've only just recently entered in this fine life balance, and it's been fucking fantastic. I am living, I would not change anything, to be honest. Income's high, the social life is high, and I've got a sick girlfriend. Everything's fucking perfect. But you get to decide. And like I said, last year, I was fucking making good money, but the social life was shit. And I just didn't know how to do it. It helped with what I do with YouTube and another channel, and it also helped because I can travel around the world. It becomes very easy to do that, but I'm going to talk about exactly how you can do that as well. But chances are, most importantly, you need to actually be making the money, right? That's probably the hardest part you're struggling on, because you might be in a job, etc., and you're like, hey, social life's easy for you, just like it is for me. I just forgot how to, do it because I was working so hard and I went in this grind mode. But if you have no money, you're never going to have that social life you want. The only social life you can get is Saturday and Sunday getting pissed. You're not going to be in Thailand, you're not going to be in, Dubai. You're not going to have that because you're stuck at your job. So you need both. Now, I'm a realist. I know how daunting it can be to get out your 9 to 5. I know that very hard. But we're going to discuss how I would play the game if I was starting a game, and I'm literally going to give you my exact format. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. Some of you guys will already know if you come from the crypto channel or the ecom channel, but I'm going to lay it out for you. So why is this important? Well, I'm in Bangkok right now, and the weather here is fucking lovely. It's absolutely fantastic. This was a colder day, it was a cloudy day, but I would honestly argue it's too hot for me, but I'm telling you this because I hate the UK weather. Being able to get up and go, like I said, to Bangkok with 0 return ticket, and I'm still making upwards of 30K net month, is fucking class. I'm at the point where I literally can't spend a K a day. I cannot spend 1K USD a day. Can't spend it, it's not possible. Of course it is possible, but I'm nowhere near spending that, which is good because guess what? I invest heavy back in cryptocurrency. So it works fantastic. And I also invest in courses and some mentors, etc. and what areas of my life I want to get up. So it's fantastic, right? Even if you try to spend it, I can. You can blow it, Lamborghinis, etc., but that doesn't interest me. I don't like that lifestyle. And I'm bringing this point up because there's a lot of people in some great jobs out there making 10 to 15K a month. Like you're crossing that boundary, which is fucking fantastic. The problem is they have to work for someone else and do 80 plus hours. They can't just bounce and leave. Now, honestly, just going back in Thailand, it's probably one of the best places I've ever been to in my life. And I can honestly understand why people never leave. I was speaking to a guy in the gym the other day, and he's been here for 9 months from France. He never fucking left. What you do is, and get on this in another video, is you come in the UK especially, you come for 30 days, you bounce maybe to Vietnam for a day. Some people don't even stay a day, they just get stamped and then they can come back. So you can create this unlimited loop, but I've got a girlfriend, I've got a dog, I like that, I like going back, right? I'm definitely not going to stay here forever. I've got a private community, etc., that I want to go and do those meetups that I host. I have to do these other things. But genuinely, if I didn't have any of that, I would probably just be here. It's fucking fantastic. Now, we want both. We want location independence, and we want 10K a month. genuinely believe it's $333 or whatever, you're kind of good. You could definitely blow that, but $333, I generally don't believe you can't live the sickest lifestyle. I know some people out there living with 3K. You could honestly live here for 3K a month and be fucking fantastic. But 10K gives you, it's just nice because you can invest a lot of money in cryptocurrency, in stocks, etc. And you can really do some damage with investing in mentorships or whatever you're trying to do. So just keep that in mind. Here's the social life. The reason I bring up the title and have a great social life is I've always wanted that part outside of the shitty UK Glasgow nightclubs. That's never interested me, but that's the only options I had at the time because I was working. I couldn't get the social life I wanted to, which was around the world in the network I've grown. Now money is just money until it's spent. Working from your laptop a couple hours a day is going to give you that social life that the 80+ hour a week guy, he just can't get, because guess what? You're going to have all this free time and it's like, hey, what are you going to do? You can keep and growing your business. And I did do this. I grinded like fuck back in the UK and I was just grinding. I wanted zero social life because I wanted to get that, you kind of have to do that. You kind of have to sacrifice that. But once you have this on a flywheel, for example, with ecom, just getting a VA there to answer emails, ads run by themselves. With YouTube, it's fun making a video, etc. And you bring people in, thumbnail guy, editor, you kind of take off all the work. You just like doing the stuff you enjoy. So what I mean by that is, like I said, if you're working from your laptop a couple hours a day compared to the 8 hours a week guy, a blowjob a month and some shitty pints at the pub is not going to do much for me, right? That's what most people are living. Most older people, maybe 30s, 40s, maybe some people in their 20s, they've got a girlfriend, they don't really like each other, they're just okay. They maybe fuck like once a week. She doesn't give them a blowjob. And they have some shitty pints at Saturday, Sunday, and that's it. That's a rinse and repeat cycle, and do this for 50 years. And as a man, they just start to get fatter, they start to get less attractive, everything just goes down, and eventually the girl just leaves them. That's what happens. I've seen this happen so many times. Now, I'm talking about that work-life balance of traveling the world and not giving an F what happens, or the cost of things. So here's something I thought was super funny. This is kind of funny in Thailand. Like, there's some shit, like for example, this Fiji water, right? Usually I drink sparkling water, but they don't really have any here, and if they do, it's just not the best. So this is something I would never buy in the UK. I think this is like £2-3, maybe not, but I always drink the sparkling water. But this is something I would resort to. But in here it's like 40 baht, which is like, I don't know, it's like 40 cents, no, 20 baht, 25 baht, I can't remember. It's less than 50 cents or 50 pence, which is like a 6x less than normal price, which is unfathomable. But on the flip side, for the apartment I'm staying in right now is like $1,000. It's got a pool, it's got a gym, it's got everything. I don't go to the gym there because I like the other gym that I'm joining now. But that costs $110 a month. So gyms, protein is very expensive in Thailand, but the other stuff like taxis, I can go across the fucking city for like zero, for like literally pennies. It's ridiculous. And then obviously the water, the food, like I'll go and get a meal after this video and like I'll get this big nice meal and it'll cost like $5. It's fucking insane, dude. It's so unfathomable how good Thailand is. I need to make a full video on it. I've only been here 2 days since recording this video, but I honestly understand why people never go home. It's fucking fantastic. So I just thought it was super funny. I wanted to put this in here. 3,000 baht, which like I said is $110, but the network and the atmosphere is next level. This gym is fucking insane. I love this gym so much. So don't let this fool you. Girls are going to take advantage of you. I'm seeing this a lot in Thailand, unfortunately. And with rich older guys, mainly lonely old men, I see this all the time. I'm like, oh, there's like a 9 with like a fucking fat guy, but I guarantee it's money exchange. So that's not what I want you guys to do when you look at the title. This is why you need to be dominating as a man in all areas. Now the multiple women factor, if you choose to go down this route, that's up to you. And we can talk about that right now. Example, the girl in the UK is technically, well, she is my girlfriend, right? I know she's watching, but what I put in here is, darling, would you let any of your previous boyfriends do this? Of course not. They'd be gone. I'm pretty sure our previous ex-boyfriend cheated on her or something. I'm not going to go into a level, it's her personal opinion, but you guys don't even know who she is anyway, so who gives a fuck? But that's what happened, right? And she just ghosted him to whatever degree because he wasn't a killer, right? And I can get away with that because guess what? I am dominating in all other areas, and girls will only date above, right? They don't really want to go down unless they're forced to, unless they're like 40-year-old. They're never going to go down. Girls will only date on the same level, or chances are they want above. Guys, they'll go down the level because they know that they can't get anything better. They just want to get their dick wet. It's totally different for a girl. That's what I've realized anyways, personally. So if you want this lifestyle where she understands the deal, you have to be a killer in what you do. Now, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near that, but I am getting to some level where I'm ticking pretty much all boxes. And I'm 6'1", I've got a 6-pack, I'm like 10% body fat, and I'm not skinny. I've got a high network now, and I've managed to tick that box off. I'm nowhere near like the highest level I want to be, but I'm getting a good amount of people in my circle, and that's only because of YouTube. That was one of the problems I had with ecom. You were just kind of behind the scenes, like nobody really knew you, and that's kind of how I wanted to kind of get in people's face, and that's the goal with this one, even though this channel is brand new, the cryptocurrency channel that I run. Speaking to a lot of high-level people, like very high-level people are reaching out to me, and I'm starting to get these opportunities that I would never get in an e-com store that was making 10x more money a month, but because you're kind of behind closed doors, it's like nobody knows you. So that's what I wanted to get out of that business model, although I still am in there. It's just YouTube has always wanted to be something that I want to do. So I get shit done, and like I said, I make way over 30K a month. I pretty much make that in YouTube right now, and it's pretty crazy, net profit. We're not talking about revenue here. If you're just wealthy, but fat, or a geek, you're not going to be able to pull this shit off. There has to be a trade-off for your girlfriend. This is something I've always said. So if your girlfriend, if you're broke, etc., she's probably not going to let you do this unless you're just a fucking killer. So I could have probably got away with this just because of the way I am. But if you're fat and a geek, you're probably not going to be able to do this shit unless you're super fucking wealthy, which is fine. But I've never been interested in buying women shit, right? I buy my girlfriend, or I've started to do that because I can now, and I like treating her to stuff, but you have to tick both boxes. You can't get away with both. And it just comes down to working yourself every single day. And like I said, I'm nowhere near at level, but if there's 3 types of guys, and this is literally facts. There's one who says he doesn't want another girl. It's simply because he can't. He's fat or broke. There's one who cheats. I know multiple people doing this right now, and they're just scared because they don't want to break up with the girlfriend. They're so scared to open this because they haven't ticked other boxes. And this is something I always, because I knew I wanted multiple girls, I just could never fathom my girlfriend because, you love her, right? You don't want her to leave, but you've not ticked these other boxes, and genuinely you deep down know that. Like, you're maybe a little bit fat, you're not making as much money as you could, you're still in your 9 to 5. I'm sure there are still people that get away with it, but chances are your girl is not going to be down, right? Just what I've seen. And when I had this talk with my girlfriend, she was like, oh yeah, it makes sense, fair enough. Because girls, again, they don't want to date lower than you, and they'll date the same, but chances are they want to date above, and all the guys that are above them, they're doing all this anyways. So if she loves you and you love her, and she knows the other guy's going to cheat anyways, it doesn't make any more sense, do you know what I mean? And there's one guy who's up front. If the girl understands this, they're not going to leave the man that loves each other. You love them, they love her. That's kind of how this works. But yeah, fuck other girls on the side. There's no strings attached. So it's a completely different relationship. This is just something, a lot of people don't like to do this. And again, it's because they can't or they're scared to tell their girlfriend. But we all want multiple women. It's in our DNA. Every guy wants multiple women. And again, the people that say they can't, it's literally because they can't. And the second one is because they know the girlfriend they wouldn't allow this shit because they've not ticked other boxes. So it's very fucking open what you need to do if you want to live this lifestyle. Because I've always been interested in multiple women. I've always wanted one that I genuinely love, and she loves me, and she's like kind of my base, my homie, my best friend. But I'm addicted to women, right? We all are. And if you're sitting itself right now and you say you're not, you're just lying to yourself. It's just a fact. So they're not going to leave, like I said, because you love you, blah, blah, blah. The girls, like I said, always date to the same level, or they're always going to date above. If you're with a girl who doesn't agree with this, well, you're just going to cheat anyways, right? And chances are you probably already are cheating. So you might as well just leave her. Being sneaky is a full-time second job. Trust me, I know guys that are doing this right now in the UK. They're sneaking out, they're scared if their phone goes off, they see all these messages. Imagine if you're lying in bed with your girl and your just WhatsApp goes and says, hey, just something, just pure fucking, I don't know, whatever, and then your girlfriend she just, oh yeah, that's what he does, but he loves me and I love him. Imagine just the stress being off. You could actually focus on your business more. But a lot of guys are trying to grow their businesses, but they've got like 6, 7 girls on the side. I'm not saying go to that level, but even 2, 3, it's just a second job. You're just wasting so much time. So for one guy out there that's watching this, I encourage you to have that girl or just leave her. You'll find unlimited girls that'll come to you along with ticking other boxes. For example, if you're in Thailand, like they're just so attracted to you, right? Because there's nobody else in that level. All the timing are really small. Like, a killer when you see one in Thailand. I've not seen anybody. I've maybe seen one guy that's just like on that kind of level, and I could tell he was doing well. Like I said, there's a guy in the gym. He's from France, and I think he's at that level. But I'm still kind of getting to know him. But I think he plays this game. But I think he actually left his girlfriend in France. It's another story. But there's very few options here for Thai girls unless they want to go with a Thai guy. But if you're just so unique. It's like if a Thai girl came to UK, it's not that unique, but it's somewhat unique. Girls like that. Girls like guys are just completely different. You stand out like a sore thumb. You walk down the street and they're literally shouting at you. It's absolutely fucking insane. I thought this was all like in YouTube videos. And again, you can do this in your own country, but if you want to travel the world, etc., you should tick all these boxes. Get as much muscle mass as you can, get as much business as you can, try and get a six pack, it's going to help. Just try and be lean and healthy. All this shit just makes such a difference, dude. When I was a little bit fatter, you can go back and check my videos 2-3 years ago. I just didn't look that good, and I'm nowhere near there yet, but I feel better, I move better, I'm much lighter, and just everything is working out just so much better. So just keep that in mind. Now you can have this life, but you need to pick a business model that, you know, that is scalable online. Everybody gets this wrong. 10K a month might seem unfathomable, but I promise it's easy once you do one thing hard for every day for 3 to 6 months. That's all it's going to take. You're going to have to give up everything, social life, etc. Tell your girlfriend to go fuck herself and just get to work. If she doesn't like that, literally leave. That's all you need to do. Here's the proof in the pudding. Here was me back in 2019, 2020. I did 100K in 100 days, just from one sort at a time, 30K net. YouTube channel is popping 6 months. I think it actually started popping 8 months into my journey of just posting every single day, not giving a fuck. And the current profit is 25K a month, broken down in sponsorships, about 15 to 20K. It actually could be way more than that. I'm just declining a lot of sponsorships because I don't want to be one of those shillers, right? I don't like that. Private community, which you guys can join if you want. Below, it's the same kind of network. We're making about 4.5K. I think there's actually 50 members in it right now, so it's actually 5K. And the ad revenue right now on that channel is 4K. So going back to the title of this video, dudes, you can dominate, you can still have a great social life, but you need to tick these boxes. Choose a business that you genuinely like, make sure it's online and make sure it's scalable. It is so fucking easy to get to 10K a month in any business. If you're doing one-to-one consulting, you need 5 clients paying you 2K a month. 5 people, that is fucking nobody. Again, you need eyeballs, so you might want to do YouTube, start talking about a subject you really like, building a call funnel, and that's it. To get the great social life, get in shape, just dress decently well, although I'm in gym clothes right now, but just, if you're in shape, it doesn't fucking matter. Have a girlfriend to some degree. I think girlfriends are great, but if you don't want one, don't get one. Just have multiple girls, or just have a girlfriend and have still multiple girls, but make sure she's on the same page. Never let a girl fuck you around. There's gonna be girls out there that may be girlfriends right now. Maybe you're watching this with your girl and you're like, oh, the girl's like, I used to watch this YouTuber called First Man, and I still do with my girl, and like, she would like cringe at every time he would say something about, you know, having multiple girls and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, now she doesn't, because she understands the game. You don't want to program them, but if they understand that you are on a fucking next level, they're not gonna want to leave you. Again, girls will never date down. They'll only date up, you know, same level, but they really want to date above. And if you're above her in all levels, and I don't mean genuinely above her, but if you're just kicking fucking ass, you're making 10K profit a month from your laptop, you're in the gym, you're lean as fuck, you got a six pack, I know you've got a decent haircut, you're tanned, you're just ticking all these boxes, and she already loves you and you love her, bro, you will be able to do whatever you want with her, and she will fucking love it. And my relationship, last thing I will say on that, we're stronger than we were before. It's funny how that works, isn't it? She kind of respects it. Do you know what I mean? But if you're a pussy about it when you have this talk, it's not going to work out, and you're better off just leaving her. So, long rant there, but yeah, it's so important to get dominating a business and have that social life on the side, because if you've got no business to dominate, it doesn't matter in the social life, you're broke, so it doesn't really fucking matter. You can't really do what you want. But if you're dominating business and you're maybe making 100K a month online, but you don't have any friends, or you've got no females around, you're just jacking off every day, I can't imagine that being any fun. Get a hybrid version, do both, and you'll do very, very well. Take care.